What's not as sexy as most people seem to think it is? Playing hard to get. I will give up. Nothing says I have no idea how to set healthy boundaries like sending rejection signals and expecting them to be ignored. There's been a lot of great discussion on the cultural societal influences on this behavior. It's worth noting as well that some of the behavior that's being described in this thread may also be an indication of an insecure attachment disorder. If you find yourself pushing people away when they get too close or sabotaging your relationships, you may have a fearful avoidant attachment style. That's the crazy part about it. I'm all for respecting boundaries. Nothing weirder than you didn't even try harder. That's harassment. You didn't even try harder. This is always funny to me because it's usually based on one specific thing she expected from you that you flubbed on. Like there was only the one response she wanted. So that one is why you too high maintenance. You didn't do enough to earn me. You didn't do enough to give me any indication that my advances were not harassment. That would just tell me she's not worth working for. I never chose to run the race, and so I don't regret, the fated girl who loved the chase, and played it hard to get. I simply watched her run away, beyond the farthest hill, come after me. I heard her say, perhaps she's running still. Sex on the beach. Not the drink. I don't have the experience, but I always thought that as well, like, the sand must get everywhere, and don't get me started on little insects, clamshells, stones, etc., sounds horrible all around. Food play. That chocolate sauce may seem like a good idea, but really it's just messy. My sister gave my parents some sexy chocolate paste for bodies. She was 16 and did it as a joke. My father said sure, why not? My mother told us the next day, during dinner, he had painted her boobs completely with chocolate, did one lick and said, "No, this is dark chocolate, I don't like it." Suddenly dad is a ducking chocolate connoisseur after the titties are painted. Yeah, he's like Boob Ross. Ads on porn websites. Edible underwear. Just no. Edit, I had no idea this comment would get any reaction at all, but here we are. For the record, I've never tried them, but an old roommate had gotten them for his then GF, thinking it would spice up their love life. He said it was an epic failure, and they were an awful, sticky, disgusting mess. 010 Thanks for the awards and upvotes. Covering each other in whipped cream during sexy time and licking it off. Turns out whipped cream is a lot greasier than previously thought. Edit, appreciate the awards and that people have so much to contribute. Also, is sexy time not a phrase people use anymore? I'm almost positive I didn't make it up myself. Baby talking. There's a point of diminishing returns that rapidly approaches, like this. Boopy doopy doopy doop sex. It's hard to make Alison Brie not sexy. Annie's pretty young, we try not to sexualize her. Edit, thanks for the awards. I had no idea Alison Brie was 29 when shooting the first season. I knew she was on Mad Men, but I hadn't watched it at that point and just assumed she played a teenager on that show too. I was convinced that she was at most 20. Stalking. And when I say this, I mean how in movies the love interest of a main character kind of pursues them in a really weird way, but it's portrayed as so sweet. Looking at you, Troy Bolton. Don't show up on my balcony in the middle of the night with no warning, you'll get maced and arrested. It is kind of crazy to think that most romantic comedies would be stalker horror films if you just took out the last 15 minutes where everything gets resolved and swapped out the soundtrack. Inflated butts. They just look swollen. I often wonder how some of these folks are able to sit down, or even lay on their backs with these massive asses. Sex on the beach. Sucks. FYI, sand does not work well for lubrication. Well, it's coarse and rough and it gets everywhere. Edit, of course this comment is going to be my legacy. THX for the awards. Dirty talk is super cringe to me if done in the wrong way. It's very easy to try too hard and make it awkward. My partner is really good at it, but if he asks me like a sexy dirty question, I'm usually like, I'm bad at it. I'm really bad too. What are you going to do to me? I'm going to have sex with you. Assuming this answer didn't eliminate that possibility. I'm going to have sex with you, okay? Explain how and with what? In detail, banging some people is like teaching a creative writing course. I put on my robe and wizard hat. Being mysterious and not trying to solve a cold case file. Exaggerated porn star noises. Most women don't sound like that. Ooh yeah. Most porn stars. They look like people who have been genetically modified to survive hardcore sex. Edit, thanks for the tater tots everybody. Porn has shifted towards more conventionally attractive, girl next door type of women, but Therese still a lot of the more professional ones, i.e. porn production companies that probably still make literal videotapes, that for whatever reason think men want to see a caricature of trashy beauty standards from 1975. Maybe Therese still a large, stealth market among older men who like obnoxiously big boobs and inflated lips. To them, the difference between a woman and a barely legal teen is a pink shirt. Hair down wearing a sweater. MILF same girl, hair in a ponytail, t-shirt teen. Same girl in a pair of glasses, nerd or geek. Guys bragging talking about what they're going to do to you, how it'll make you feel. With guys like that 910 the sex is trash. It's actually the quiet ones that will surprise you the most. Had a guy do this to me for a week before we met up, he lasted 30 seconds. Never trusted anyone who hyped themselves up ever again. A guy did it with me once. I spent 30 mn trying to reassure him that I did not care how long he lasted. He had sent me walls of texts about all of the awesome things he wanted to do for days. Definitely underwhelming. I've scrolled a lot but still haven't seen anyone mention loud trucks. The guys with loud trucks sure think it's sexy. I've not met a woman that actually finds a truck's loud exhaust sexy though. In the UK, that's basically a chav in a Focus or a Vauxhall with the most annoying pop and bang tune, like literally no one finds it cool, both any girl or any self-respecting car guy. You just look like a underage loving dick. Stripping. Used to be a stripper, and if anyone knew even a fraction of what went into it, then no one would go to a club ever again. I'd like to know a fraction of it. Not a big fan of being touched by strangers BTW. The pictures of their junk some guys send to women. As a man, I don't even understand why anyone would want to see my ding-dong. It's honestly not very appealing to look at for me, let alone somebody else. Edit, this is the most asks for a dick pic I've ever gotten in my life and am flattered, I think. Glances in pants, it's still not picture worthy, though. Edit 2, is this my most liked upvoted Reddit comment? I can be the judge of that. Rip your inbox. According to my ex, reverse cowgirl. We did it one time. She just complained that my legs and feet were hairier than she'd ever noticed and couldn't see my face. Definitely a position for the guy's benefit. Lip injections. Licking your lips constantly, the way some rappers like to do in videos or when giving interviews. To me it's a turn-off, like you have a dry lip problem, or even worse, you're consciously drawing attention to your lips as if to say look at how sexy they are. It's the male version of the trout pout and gets a no from me. Ada, okay Luwich, people mentioning LL Cool J, and I just have to say respect to the Og. Yes, he did it a lot back in the day and it was a bit annoying, but come on, he's LL and still fine as hell. For the record, I actually find him really sexy, and I know I'm not alone there. He just exudes sex appeal. The funny thing is it drives your lips further, lol. Really loud, obnoxious moaning in porn. Call me weird, but I enjoy sensual, relatively realistic porn. It also helps that this type of porn is usually produced ethically, and caters to women as well as men. Edit, updating this as I was pleasantly surprised by the response. As for content you can find through Reddit, I'd recommend Rishclicks as a great source to find ethically produced porn. I'd also recommend Riganuld.audio if you are interested in audio porn. Therese, a lot of very talented voice actors and actresses on there and similar subreddits. Even worse when it is a total overreaction. The tip goes in and they are already going ham with all the ducking sounds. The instant his tongue touches her pussy she's moaning like she's having an orgasm. WTF porn? The one I will truly never understand is the women who literally scream, not moan, scream like they're running away from a serial killer. As an orgasm sound.